What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and big news coming out overnight as President Joe Biden signed into law that stopgap measure to keep the debt ceiling increased until December. And this is your stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and debt ceiling crisis update. And take a look, you guys. Articles coming out like this. Biden signed the bill to raise the debt ceiling. And now this ties in all the fates of the four current pending urgent agenda items on Congress's to-do list: the infrastructure bill, the stimulus bill, the debt ceiling increase, and avoiding a government shutdown. They are all now tied together. And here's why. Because, as you know, Republicans came in and they helped out Democrats. 11 got on board to pass this temporary debt ceiling increase till December. And then right after that, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, right after it was passed, came out and condemned Republicans, saying that it was their fault that they were in that position. And Republicans were not happy, and so were fellow Democrats. Sitting right behind Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer was Senator Joe Manchin, visibly upset, so much so with that speech, he actually got up and walked out. And now, as a result, Republicans said, you have until December. You better get it done, because we are not bailing you out again. And the only way to increase this debt ceiling long term now is to include it in the reconciliation stimulus bill, which is also going to be tied to the infrastructure bill. And all of these three must get done by December 3rd, which is also the deadline for avoiding a government shutdown. So all four of these, their fates are now tied together. But you want to talk about playing with fire? Take a look at this next article coming out, you guys. White House is banking on McConnell retreat over the debt ceiling again. After McConnell has said he will not help them out again, they're saying reconciliation, including the debt ceiling measure in there, is a lengthy, risky process, and we're just banking on him backing down from his word yet again. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, you guys. Man, but today, take a look at this. President Joe Biden, he is going to be pushing the plan amid bipartisan tensions and Democratic infighting. He's going to be speaking on this later today. We're going to be hearing directly from President Joe Biden on stimulus and infrastructure. And also, you guys, some breaking news just wanted to cover briefly for you coming out overnight. Take a look. Former President Bill Clinton hospitalized for an infection, but on the mend. And we're hearing that he was hospitalized. However, he's recovering at this time, but I want to give you the latest on this update as well. So you guys, we're going to dive into the latest coming out as of today, October 15th, 2021, so you know what's going on. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you like and appreciate these updates, keeping you up to speed on all this stuff, and I know there's a lot, don't forget to take a quick second to smash the like button. I would appreciate it. Helps out the channel a ton. Just lets the YouTube algorithm know you appreciate the updates, and they're going to continue to promote my channel and my videos. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Share this out. If this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell to stay up to date on all this stuff going on. I'll keep you up to speed on stimulus, Congress, the economy, unemployment, anything having to do with our money. And if you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. That is by far the best way to get a hold of me if you have any specific questions. And I'll go through all my DMs. I get a lot of them, so give me a little time to respond, but I'll go through and I'll get you any answers to any questions that you got. And also, you guys, always use caution here on YouTube, because I get a ton of comments, and scammers go in the comments and they try to pose as me with my picture, and they put their name as Steve Ram, and they say, contact my assistant on WhatsApp, and then they ask for your personal info or for you to donate them money. You guys, that's not me, okay? I don't ask for you to donate me money. I don't have an assistant and I don't have a WhatsApp. I'm just here to get you caught up on the latest. So with that being said, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and dive right in, get you caught up on the latest regarding stimulus, infrastructure, the debt ceiling, and the government shutdown, all happening by December 3rd as of today, October 15th, 2021. All right, you guys, so we're going to be getting to stimulus, infrastructure, and the debt ceiling here in just a second, but just very quickly, wanted to give you an update on the breaking news about former President Bill Clinton. Take a look, you guys. Former President Bill Clinton was administered to the University of California, Irvine Medical Center's intensive care unit for a urinary tract infection that spread into his bloodstream, his doctors told CNN on Thursday. He was admitted to the ICU for close monitoring and administered an IV antibiotics and fluids, and he remains at the hospital for continuous monitoring. Now, Clinton is in good spirits, talking to his family and staff, and has been up and walking, according to both of his doctors and the staff. And after 2 days of treatments, his white blood cell count is trending down and he is responding to antibiotics well, the doctor said. We hope to have him go home soon. So, good news for former President Bill Clinton. He was admitted to the hospital, but they're saying he's recovering and he should be doing well here in a little bit they'll have him out of the hospital. Now, let's take a look at the breaking news coming out overnight with President Joe Biden signing into law the raise of the debt ceiling. Now, this article says that President Joe Biden on Thursday signed a bill raising the debt ceiling, averting a default for at least another month. Now, the House interrupted its scheduled recess and voted earlier in the day to raise the debt limit into December. Now, when lawmakers will again have to raise the ceiling to avoid catastrophic economic consequences. Biden administration officials have warned the nation that it would default if the debt limit was not raised by October 18th, which would be potentially pushing the economy back into a recession after months of steady gains amid the pandemic. Now, the House previously passed legislation twice in the last few weeks to suspend the debt limit into December of 2022, first as a part of government funding bills and later as a standalone measure. Now, the Senate last week passed a short-term debt ceiling extension in a party-line 50-48 vote through 11 Republicans joining the Democrats to get the required 60 votes to overcome the legislative filibuster, as we saw from Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. Now, the Senate voted followed a standoff between Democrats and Republicans over raising the debt ceiling. The White House and congressional Democrats insisted for weeks the act should be bipartisan, as it had been for years, and they argued doing so now was not about covering spending from Biden's agenda. After the vote, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell vowed that the GOP would not assist Democrats with raising the debt ceiling further when it had been done again in December. Now, the pledge will likely force Democrats to contend with the possibility of raising it through the budget reconciliation, which we're hearing is likely going to be the only way, something some members of the party have been reluctant to do. But take a look, you guys. White House is banking on another McConnell retreat over the debt ceiling. They're saying we could stick it in the reconciliation bill, but it could be a risky, lengthy process. We're banking on McConnell backing down again on his word. Now, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell may be insisting that he won't help President Joe Biden and Democrats solve a debt ceiling impasse again. But White House officials are still standing for the Kentucky Republican to climb down as yet another deadline approaches in December after he convinced 10 Republican colleagues to break the logjam last week. So, you guys, playing with fire. Let me know your thoughts. We're hearing that if they don't get this raised, the consequences could be catastrophic. Now, today, take a look, you guys. President Joe Biden is going to be discussing this further. President Joe Biden is set to pitch his infrastructure bill again Friday today as bipartisan tensions flared and Democrat infighting slowed progress. Now, Democratic progressives and centrists are fighting over the final size and contents of Biden's proposed 10-year, $3.5 trillion package of social safety net, climate change, and tax initiatives. The longer their battles rage, the more the party risks letting the struggles themselves define the efforts, distracting from the widely popular programs they hope to include. Now, the $3.5 trillion package would impose tax hikes on corporations and wealthy Americans earning beyond $400,000 a year and plow that money back into federal programs for the young and the old. Now, Biden is set to speak today at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday. Now, due to Senate moderates like Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, Biden has conceded that the final price tag will likely be much smaller, and he's saying around $2 trillion. Money for priorities like environment, healthcare, and education will have to shrink accordingly. And he said it doesn't matter whether it's 6 minutes, 6 days, or 6 weeks, we're going to get it done, Biden reported earlier in the month. But what we're hearing is it does matter. December 3rd is a very important day for that debt ceiling. Now, facing unanimous Republican opposition and paper-thin congressional majorities, Democrats will need near unanimity to succeed, and Republican criticism of Biden has mounted as inflation eats into working pay, creating a drag on growth. And Republicans say Democrats need to quit fighting amongst themselves and work with the GOP. I wish they'd negotiate with Republicans in the House, said Stephen Scalise to Fox News Sunday. They just have an insatiable appetite to raise taxes and spend more money. It would kill jobs. It would hit the middle-class families. It makes absolutely no sense, he said. Well, you guys, that is the latest. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Congress is working away to get taken care of the stimulus bill, the infrastructure bill, the debt ceiling increase, and keep the government funded. And we're hearing that today, President Joe Biden He's going to be addressing the nation on stimulus and infrastructure, and I will be sure to keep you guys up to date here on the channel. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, smash the like button. Helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. Leave your comments. Share this out. If this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell. If you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. And if you like the background wall art right now, 30% off store-wide sale at Success Hunters. Use the link in the description below and use promo code SteveRam to get an additional 10% off as well. But with that being said, you guys, hope this reaches you well. I'll keep you up to date. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.